Welcome to Module 3 of BART's Safety Management System Training Program.
This course will focus on the differences between system safety which required BART to create an SSPP versus safety management system which requires BART to create a PTASP.
On July 6, 2012, President Barack Obama signed the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, otherwise known as MAP-21.
This was a funding and authorization bill to govern United States federal surface transportation spending.
In the legislative history of MAP-21, Congress identified several critical weaknesses in state oversight of rail transit system safety, including
lack of adequate and consistent safety practices across the rail transit industry,
lack of regulatory, oversight, and enforcement authority for state agencies,
limited SSO program funding, staff, training, and other resources,
lack of SSO financial and legal independence from the rail transit agencies they oversee. After the passing of MAP-21, the FTA created a new regulation, 49 CFR Part 670, which forces all rail transit agencies to replace their System Safety Program Plan or SSPP with the Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan or PTASP by July 20, 2020.
This table illustrates the major differences between the SSPP and the PTASP.
The regulatory structure of a SSPP is compliance-based, while the regulatory structure of a PTASP is performance-based.
When focusing on safety responsibility, the sole responsible party in an SSPP is the Safety Department, while in a PTASP the sole responsibility falls on the highest accountable executive.
An SSPP approaches safety using a safety program that must contain 21 elements, while a PTASP approaches safety using an integrated system-wide process that is scalable and flexible based on the size of your agency.
When it comes to the safety decision-making process, an SSPP uses safety risk analysis if requested, while a PTASP considers safety risk analysis integral to decision-making and financial investments. We will now focus on 49 CFR Part 673, which details the requirements for a public transportation agency safety plan.
This is where you will find the foundation to building the four major components of an SMS.
673.23 Safety Management Policy,
673.25 Safety Risk Management,
673.27 Safety Assurance,
673.29 Safety Promotion. 49 CFR 673.23 defines the requirement for a safety management policy. Organizational commitment is key. 673.23 B states, a transit agency must establish and implement a process that allows employees to report safety conditions to senior management, protections for employees who report safety conditions to senior management, and a description of employee behaviors that may result in disciplinary action.
While not required under 49 CFR Part 659, some agencies may already have a program in place, others will need to develop and implement an employee safety reporting program. In addition, a PTASP requires a transit agency to
establish a written statement of safety policy, communicated throughout the agency, that includes
safety objectives for the agency,
employee safety reporting program,
accountability and safety responsibilities for
accountable executive,
chief safety officer,
agency leadership, and
key staff responsible for safety.
However, an SSPP required a transit agency to
have a policy statement,
state your goals and objectives,
detail the management structure,
explain SSPP activities and tasks. 49 CFR 673.25 defines the requirement for safety risk management.
SMS is about managing safety risks. 673.25 C1 states, safety risk assessment.
A transit agency must establish methods or processes to assess the safety risks associated with identified safety hazards.
while 659.19 F required a description of the process used by the Rail Transit Agency to implement its hazard management program, including activities for
1. Hazard identification.
2. Hazard investigation, evaluation and analysis.
3. Hazard control and elimination.
4. Hazard tracking. And
5. Requirements for ongoing reporting to the oversight agency relating to hazard management activities and status. In addition, a PTASP requires a transit agency to
establish a process to
identify safety hazards and consequences,
assess the safety consequences associated with the identified safety hazards,
prioritize safety hazards based on the level of risk.
implement safety risk mitigations.
However, an SSPP required a transit agency to use hazard management.
49 CFR 673.27 defines the requirement for safety assurance.
Continuous improvement depends on continual monitoring of risk. 673.257 B states, safety performance monitoring and measurement.
A transit agency must establish activities to conduct investigations of safety events to identify causal factors,
while 659.19 J required a description of the process used by the Rail Transit Agency to perform accident notification, investigation and reporting, including
1. Notification thresholds for internal and external organizations.
2. Accident investigation process and references to procedures.
3. The process used to develop, implement, and track corrective actions that address investigation findings.
4. Reporting to internal and external organizations. And
5. Coordination with the oversight agency. BART's new PTASP must establish and implement a process for
safety performance monitoring and measurement,
management of change,
continuous improvement.
BART's old SSPP required processes to perform the following activities:
safety data collection and analysis,
rules compliance,
facility and equipment inspections,
maintenance audits/inspections,
procurement,
investigations,
internal safety reviews,
system modifications,
safety certification,
configuration management.
49 CFR 673.29 defines the requirement for safety promotion.
Positive and responsive safety communications builds trust and a strong safety culture. 673.259 A states, competencies and training.
A transit agency must establish and implement a comprehensive safety training program for all agency employees and contractors directly responsible for safety in the agency's public transportation system.
The training program must include refresher training, as necessary.
While 659.19 P required a description of the training and certification program for employees and contractors, including
1. Categories of safety-related work requiring training and certification.
2. A description of the training and certification program for employees and contractors in safety-related positions.
3. Process used to maintain and access employee and contractor training records. And
4. Process used to assess compliance with training and certification requirements. BART's new PTASP must establish and implement
comprehensive safety training program for all agency employees contractors directly responsible for safety.
Approach for communicating an agency's safety performance throughout the organization.
BART's old SSPP required the following activities:
training and qualification,
safety program for employees and contractors,
hazard materials,
drug and alcohol. In summary, the existing processes and activities that were created under the BART SSPP will ultimately support the new system management system.
We will use the current processes we already are using and then create new programs, processes, and procedures to form a more robust safety system.
Key considerations for SMS Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan.
Organizational commitment to SMS is key.
SMS is about managing safety risk.
Continuous improvement depends on continual monitoring of risk.
Positive and responsive safety communication builds trust and a strong safety culture.